Hey all, this is Ginger Straps. I just completed the game and I'm a little way into New Game Plus now, so I thought I'd give you all my thoughts and opinions on Stellar Blade. So, the story of Stellar Blade goes as follows. You are Eve. You get sent down from space. You are from the 7th Airborne Squad. You are there to liberate Earth from the Natibas. The Natibas are monsters that have taken over the Earth. You have to find their leader, the Elder Natiba, basically kill the leader and then liberate the Earth. That is the story you get told from your leader who sends you down from space. Throughout the game you realise other stuff is going on, and basically, I'm not going to ruin the story for anyone, but basically you find out different stuff is going on and you have a decision to make throughout the game whether you want that to be the case or you want to make a different decision. And there are 3 different endings to the story and you can choose whatever you want. You have a choice between 3 different endings. So let's talk about the area design and graphics for each area in Stellar Blade. In Stellar Blade there are 3 different main types of areas. You have the destroyed city type areas, you have the desert type areas, and you have the underground areas. Each area graphically is absolutely amazing, 100%, 10 out of 10. One of the best games in terms of graphics I've seen this year. Level design wise, the beginning area Edo 7 is pretty straightforward. You can go through that pretty easily. The wastelands are pretty all big open areas, big sort of sandbox areas. They're very easy to go to. You've got a big map as well. The underground areas I did struggle with a bit because sometimes you don't have a map, and because you don't have a map you have to rely on your drone with the radar, and sometimes I actually got stuck because I couldn't find a way around because I didn't have a map and I didn't know. I actually got lost a couple of times. But apart from that, everything else is really good. So I had the PS5 at 4K at 30 FPS on graphical mode. I had 0 issues. The game looked absolutely amazing. So the platforming in this game, I feel like Stellar Blade have made a platforming in this game rather fun, just because they've mixed up quite a lot. There's quite a lot of variety in different platforming you can do in this game, from sort of wall running to jumping on moving platforms to sort of jumping on ledges, but they all have to be timed right because they're moving up and down, you die if not, and there's stuff like that that makes it fun rather than just the same old boring stuff over and over again. So I think Stellar Blade did a good job sort of making platforming fun in this game rather than tedious. So let's talk about the combat in Stellar Blade. Combat in Stellar Blade is 100% what you'd buy this game. 100%. The combat in this game is just phenomenal. Let's start off with ambush. You have an ambush attack, which is basically your stealth attack. If you attack them when they don't see you from above or behind, you get an ambush attack. It pretty much one-shots them, instantly kills everything. Awesome attack, and you can upgrade it for your skills and levels and stuff like that. You also have blue attacks, which are your beta gauge. Your beta gauge is basically 4 different attacks you can use, and you use your beta attacks, you charge them up by killing enemies, and eventually charge them up, and then you get enough charge, and then you can use different attacks. You also get an orange attack, which is burst energy. I think this is more when you perfect parry or when you dodge. You basically get a charge, it charges it up, then you can use them attacks as well. They're also another type of special attacks. Beta energy is the left bumper attacks, and then burst energy is the right bumper attacks. You also have a perfect dodge and a normal dodge. So you have the normal dodge, which is like either roll or dash. And you have like a perfect dodge. So when you see a perfect dodge, you will teleport behind them and get an attack off, right? You'll see like a blue circle around the enemy, and then you press forward and dodge and you'll perfect dodge. You also get a parry, so you can normal parry and you can perfect parry. When you normal parry, you hear a ting, like you can see the effect, and when you get a perfect parry you can also see the effect. But then if you do a perfect parry enough, it sort of staggers your opponent, and then you can get a special attack that do a shit ton of damage, like a loads of damage did, and it's really well done. So them two mechanics are basically the mechanics that keep you alive. If you ever play any sort of Souls games, this is very similar to that. And what I mean by that is, you have campfires in this game, which are bonfires, which are basically the same sort of thing as in Dark Souls, right? or Souls-like games, Elden Ring, whatever, you go to this campfire, you can upgrade your gear, you can upgrade your weapons, you can go to the shop, you get your Estus flasks, which are different, it's called something different in this game, but they're basically Estus flasks, which you can get them recharged, and then you can basically do everything from these camps, right? And these camps are scattered all throughout the game, and they're basically save points as well, and full heals and everything like that. And it's basically the same sort of system as Dark Souls games or Souls-like games. Yeah, so that's the combat itself is the main reason why you'd buy this game 100%. Like I said, the combat and the gameplay is on point, dude, and that's the main reason I bought the game, and I'm 100% happy with the combat in this game. It's extremely well done, and I would recommend anyone who wants to try and get this game just to get this game based on the combat alone. Everything else is a bonus, right?
Targeting the drone first. They're getting smarter. You're definitely not ordinary.
The bosses in Stellar Blade are the bread and butter in this game. If you ever played any sort of Souls-like game, you know exactly what to expect. They are really challenging, really fun, and oh my god, they all look different. They all have different mechanics, they all have different feelings, they all attack differently, different patterns. Some of them are a lot harder than others, but they're all still really fun to play, dude. Really fun to beat. When you get stuck on a boss for like 40 minutes or so and you finally beat them, you actually get such a good satisfaction by killing them and progressing on through the story. I love the fact that every single boss has their own sort of finishing move. So what I mean by that is when you finish the boss, when you kill the boss, you have like an animation or a quick time event to finish that boss off. So some bosses you'll rip their head off, some bosses you cut them in half, some bosses you'll try and pull their core out, some bosses you'll like chop their arms off, chop their legs off, or you'll have like a fight scene in between you and their boss, and it will end up you beating that boss through the quick time events and stuff like that. The game is really fun, and Stellar Blade has done an excellent job in doing these boss fights all throughout the game. They're all different from the start to the finish, they're all different bosses. As you progress through the story, they get slightly harder each time as well, and they're just so good, dude. They make this game so much better. Gameplay and the combat in this game, for the boss design and the bosses themselves, absolutely stellar, dude. Really good. It really makes this game a lot better to have. Once you have good combat and good gameplay in a game, dude, once you have them two things, the rest are just extras, because the gameplay is what makes the game. If the combat feels fun, and it is fun, then that is all that really matters. So let's talk about the cinematics in Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade cinematics are absolutely insane. This is Shift Up's first game on console ever, right? The only other game they made was God of War Nike, right? It's a phone game. It's a phone game. I played it. It's a good game, but the cinematics are nowhere near, I guess. This is Shift Up's first ever console game. The cinematics not only beat most other AAA titles, they completely smash out the park, dude. Every cinematic I've seen from beginning to end of this game has been 100% on point. The graphics have been amazing, from the side quests to the story quests to the boss fights to even the normal mob fights when you have a cinematic before. You even get cinematics in the camp when you sit down sometimes and have a little chat. Every single cinematic has been extremely well done. Extremely well done. And it makes the game just that much more better, you know? You didn't even need to have this because combat was so good, right? But the cinematics are so on point that it's just makes you want to go back and play it again. I'm now doing my New Game Plus playthrough, and I'm just looking through the cinematics every time I play through it, and I just appreciate how good the cinematics are. I don't make a game, but goddamn do they make it a little bit better, you know what I mean? The combat is obviously the thing that makes the game, the combat and the gameplay, but the cinematic, goddamn they helped it, and Shift Up has really done a massively good job in making the cinematics in this game. So, that is my review. I hope you all liked it. Give me a like and maybe a follow in YouTube just to help the YouTube video pop up. And if you want to see more of these, let me know in the comments and I'll start doing other games and other reviews on games. But yeah, Shift Up, done a really good job, dude. I really hope number 2 comes out soon-ish. I know it's going to be a little while, right? But I hope it comes out soon-ish because I really want to play the second one, dude. This has been an absolute treat for me to play this game.